We started the Elios organization about 15 years ago, as a matter of fact, and I had the honor to be the president since that time, since its inception. The goal of Elios is to promulgate the treasures of our Hellenic culture and heritage. We have about 75 distinguished individuals that are our members from the Bay Area primarily, and we have a motto, so to speak, to do good things, but at the same time to have fun. And I guess the evening of tonight demonstrate that position that we have taken through the years. We have honored several, I would say over 25, 28 people. As a matter of fact, we're running out of big names, okay? Jim Giannopoulos, the Fox chairman. Sid Ganis, who is with us this evening, the president of Oscars. Billy Zane, his sister, Yanni. Kanakaridis, Melina. Name it, all the big names. Constantine, who played at the fat Greek wedding. We have Maria Menounos now. We honored last year Dukakis, and everyone that I would say is prominent in the Hollywood area, we have honored them.
And I'm sure there will be more young Greek Americans to come, and many that will become the new stars, and so you'll have people to honor.
As a matter of fact, our intent here is to begin bringing younger people, number one. Number two, also individuals who people do not think that they have anything with Greek, okay? We want to discover, you know, people who have even the slightest amount of Greek blood, and of course to bring and promote our young.
Whatever the reason, I'm immensely pleased to be included in the tribute being paid to the four of us tonight, and to be able to share the moment with my wife Joan and my daughters Elena and Marina, who are here, and who, along with my son Christos, have filled my life with so much love and joy. I started out as a journalist, and reporters are supposed to be cynical. But I have to tell you how deeply impressed I am tonight, not only by the careers of my fellow honorees, but by the achievements of everyone attending this event.
People keep coming up to me and saying, I didn't know you were Greek. I mean, people always think I'm like Irish, Italian, but if they know me at all, if you know me like an hour, not even an hour, 5 minutes, you know I'm Greek. Okay, so people say to me, how did you get into show business? And then I tell them about my background. It's like I grew up in the heart of Chicago, right in the heart of the city, and my mother ran a dancing school in our backyard. So when people say to me, how did you get into show business? I always say, it had nothing to do with show business, it had everything to do with being Greek.
I'd like to thank the ILOS Society and the committee for this award. I'd also like to thank my family, my mother, who came to surprise me. Thanks, Mom. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'd like to thank, most importantly, my fans, because they have been so loyal to me throughout all these years, and they have made my dreams come true, because I've always wanted this from a child. And, what else? I want to tell them that I don't take anything for granted, and I appreciate it every day.
Thanks to the Elios Society. This is a great honor, a tremendous pleasure. I was asked to say a couple of words about what it means to me to be a Greek. You know, I said to my wife, I'm going to be standing there for 2 hours. How am I going to do this? And she reminded me of a report that one of my daughters had to write for school, where she had to talk about, you know, her heritage and what she felt about it. And she had written, very simply, because out of the mouths of babes, she had written, to be Greek means to be alive. And I said to her, honey, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by this? And she said, well, Dad, every time we're around the Greeks, whether we're at home with the, you know, Yaya and Papuli and the family, or we're at a Greek restaurant, or the church, with whoever we're with, there's all the yelling and the screaming and the dancing and the laughing and the singing and dancing and craziness and plates are breaking, and it just, every time we're around the Greeks, I just feel so alive. And that's something about the Greeks, that we love to inhale life. We love to live life to the fullest every single day. So it's really like my daughter said, being Greek means to be alive. And I couldn't be more proud of being part of a heritage and a group of people that's their stand.
My grandfather was the first one to come to this country. And when he got his bearings, he went back and he brought his family over. My father, who was 12, his brother, who was 14, my aunt, who was, I guess, 9, I can't remember. Anyway, they came over. They were the first ones to come over to this country. And the circumstances under which they came to this country were just so, what they had to deal with, what they had to put up with, what they had to see, the barbarism that was just quite horrific. So these people were really, really incredible pioneers. And when my father was 20 and my uncle was 22, my grandfather decided, you know, he was living in Florida at the time. There were no girls. Maybe there was no Greek community at that time. I'm not even sure. I don't think there was. But he went back to a village in Turkey called Bursa to find 2 lovely Greek girls to marry his 2 boys. And he brought them back. It took 22 days on the boat from Constantinople to New York. And from New York, they took the train to Florida, to Miami, Florida. And that day, at the train station, my mother and father were introduced in Turkish, and my grandfather said, okay, it was my uncle and my father, and these 2 lovely young women from Greece. This one is for you, and this one is for you. That's how my mother and father met. I guess to go back to my Greekness, it really comes from them, from their background, having lived in the old country. My brothers and sisters and I are all first generation here, except that I want to thank the Society very, very much, and I want to thank all of you for being here tonight as well. And I'm very, very grateful, very honored to be again with Michael Chiklis, to be with Mary Lou and Mr. Gage.
I think I learned a few things tonight. We learned that we have a greater call that we need to fulfill. And Nick, I think if you lead the way, I think I speak for everyone, we will follow wherever you take us. I learned that being Greek is being alive, and Odessa could not have put that any more perfectly, Michael, because we are alive and we are crazy, Mary Lou. And I really don't know why we all came here, because we do all want to go back to the islands and live a glorious life.